Right. I'm gonna actually turn this on. Okay, it doesn't change that much, but it's fine. It works. It works. I didn't even have Discord pulled up, so I'm gonna have to do that real quick. Should also get my Stream Menager pulled up here. All right. Get rid of that. Move this over here. Okay. All right. So, what? Oh, okay, that was weird. What I would like to do is, hello, I'll go 150 here. I would like to add some meta commands. So, if I go ahead and run this, we can see all of the commands that I've set up previously. I do actually think I'll turn this up a little bit. Okay. So here are all the commands that I made before. Oh, I did actually mention that I wanted to add a border around this thing here. Okay. We might do that today as well. We'll see. But if I actually go to the GitHub of my of Stonebot here and go into like the previous code here, command use actions. Okay, here we go. So I had these commands. Enable command, disable command, and then like some of this other stuff. I haven't implemented messages yet. I'm probably going to rename them too to something like patterns, because I feel like that makes more sense. I'll explain that when it comes to it. But I've got these enable command and disable command commands. That's just because, you know, every command has a cooldown, which is fine. But if, you know, for whatever reason the streamer's busy and they can't mess around with this stuff, then, like, you know, moderators in the chat can type a command and just, you know, completely disable something, you know, for whatever reason. If something goes haywire, people are abusing a certain command that has a bug in it or something like that, right? So that's the idea, is that I want to be able to make a command that can turn on and off other commands, or like make multiple commands that can do that, not necessarily just one. So first things first is I actually have to add that option, right? I can't just make a command that does that, because there's no way for me to interact with Stonebot except through the interface. So I got to add it to the interface here. So we've got the logs, the chat reply. Let's add another one here. I don't think it should return anything. Can be static. I don't know that it needs to. I don't think it needs to return anything. I mean, it can return like a Boolean as to like whether or not we succeeded in changing a command's enable toggle, but like void for now is okay. And then I'll just call it, should I just call it enable and disable? Probably, right? Enable command. I'll take in a command name. I'll actually use Python naming conventions here. We'll add a todo because I don't know what to put there yet. And then this one can be disable command. Okay. So we add that to the interface. And normally this would be, you know, like relatively simple, right? We could go command manager dot commands dot, you know, find command. Can I give this a thing? Command dot name equals command name. Dot enabled equals true. Like in theory, this is all I would have to do, right? Okay, yeah, so it could potentially find nothing. This would work. This would update the data under the hood, but it would not update the UI. So, at least I don't think I have it set up like that. Yeah, no, I don't have any like events or anything to track when this is changed. So that's going to be the interesting part here, is how I actually update the UI to reflect the fact that the thing is not enabled anymore. And I think maybe it's just we update the interaction grid here. Wait, is it really that simple? No, because I have to have a reference to an instance of interaction grid. Where are we using this? Here. Main window. Okay. Oh, I also forgot the music. Hang on. I apologize. Let me get that going. Here we go. No. No. Stop. Oh my word. So there's like a next and a previous button, but they weren't loading in. So I tried to click on the volume bar to adjust the volume, and after I clicked on the volume bar, the next and the previous buttons would load in, and then it would register the click as if I was hovering over those buttons instead. Phenomenal design there, YouTube. Thanks. Oh my word. Okay. So I gotta figure out how to update the interaction grid, because this is like the grid of all the cards, right? In the UI. So I gotta figure out how to get a reference of the interaction grid to script interface. Like, I know there's only going to be one interaction grid, so like I could just make it a singleton. I don't know how I feel about that though. I'm not a huge fan of the idea of singletons. Do I have some other method I could use to fetch? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess a singleton is the way to go. Of just the app, maybe? That feels like it's overcomplicating stuff, though. Man, this is kind of annoying. Because, like, I'd really like for some way to statically access the interaction grid. What were all the results here? Command card. This is passed in though, right? Yeah, it's passed in as a parameter in the constructor. Then we have this. New command pop-up. It's also passed in as a parameter. Just have it here. I mean, yeah, I kind of need some way to bridge the scripting stuff with the UI. I don't really like the idea of I mean, inside init, I could maybe pass in a reference to the interaction grid. I'm just trying to think, because there is probably going to be other stuff in the future that is probably going to want to trigger an interaction grid update. I mean, this is going to, yeah. Command card. Yeah, like a lot of UI stuff, though, it doesn't really count because you can just pass in the interaction grid as a parameter. Whereas like here, it's a little bit different. Init. don't know. Like, I really don't like the idea of doing the singleton thing, but it just kind of feels like the best way to go. Most straightforward, most direct, easiest. Do I try and over-engineer it? Or do I potentially introduce spaghetti? Like, I'd rather have some kind of static reference to it. So, like, I could throw in here interaction grid. Right. And then have, like, some kind of internal static interaction grid. Something like this, right? And then just say that. Sure, you can be nullable. Right, like I can do something like this. And then where is it gonna throw an error at me? Yeah, okay, here. So weird. I mean, ideally, I'd like to like decouple. Hang on, I'm gonna turn the music down just a touch. Okay, that's fine. I mean, like, can make a singleton of the app and then sort of drill down from there. Where's interaction grid used again? I keep green card. Main panel, there's a loadable interaction grid. Okay, so we created an interaction grid. Okay, so we at this point we have it. When we create the main panel, we have it. And then main panel, is this, hang on. Interaction grid, it's just a local variable. Loadable interaction grid is stored. What's up, Glitch? I appreciate the lurk. The bot is not currently running right now because I'm messing with the code. I'm currently trying to figure out... So the whole idea here is to implement these enable command and disable command commands. And in order to do that, I mean, it's fairly easy to update the data. Right, if I go into here, so here's like the C# version of the function that you would run in your script. So it's just enable command, and then you give it the name, and then you can access the commands like this, and then you can find the one whose name matches the given one, and then set its enabled to true. And then, you know, you could do a similar thing with disable command, except set it to false instead. That part's fine. The part that I'm struggling with here is how do I update the UI to reflect the fact that this has been updated? Or I guess just one of the commands has been updated, not like this whole thing. Like I need to be able to call this function. I'm trying desperately not to make a singleton, but it feels like it's gonna be the easiest answer here. I'm really trying to find some way of not making one, but I don't know. Why? What's going on? Music? Why is it doing this? What is happening? I mean, my stream is fine, right? It looks like it. What the heck? Oh, there we go. That was weird. Okay. It wouldn't load, and I tried to mess with the quality settings so that I could lower the quality and make it load easier, but the setting just wasn't there in the menu. It's weird. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna have to make a singleton. It's kind of annoying. Could also just could make the singleton reference private. Make the update function static. And then just use that. So here's kind of what I'm thinking. So private static interaction grid. So for reference, the interaction grid is the grid of all of the cards in the UI. So that's what I'm trying to update here. And you can see in the update function, what it does is it gets rid of all the cards. It sorts them, or it sorts the commands, and then it runs through them all and recreates the UI for each of them. Just call it like that. What is happening to my YouTube? It's not even showing the playlist anymore. An error occurred. Please try again later. I'm sorry. What? Okay. YouTube just really doesn't like working for me right now. What is happening? It is having a bad time right now. That's unfortunate. Okay, well, no background music, I guess. Sorry. Okay, so then when we create it, we'll just say, sure, you can be nullable. We'll say instance equals this. Does it? Yeah, it does. It's gonna get mad at me if I don't make it nullable. It's fine. It's just a little bit annoying. It is not null at this point. I know that for a fact. Okay. Do I still need this, the exclam here? I guess not, because I used it there, right? Is it gonna work for me? Okay. The video itself works, but the rest of the page is like literally empty. Like, this is what it looks like right now. What? What is this? What? Really, YouTube? What is happening? Okay. All right, dude. All right. Well, so now that this is static, like I don't like this. I don't like making singletons. I know I'm only gonna have one instance of interaction grid, so it's like, okay, sure, it makes sense, but you know what I mean? Whoops. So I can just say interaction grid dot update. Right, like it makes it easy to do something like this. It's just you know. Fine. Do this. We'll just say if command is null. Do I use the word is? I want to keep the convention here. I don't remember if I use this phrase or if I do double equals. And this is the only place that I use it. All right, we're using double equals then. Oh, because I forgot this. Okay. And then we can say command come and if I can spell, there we go. Okay. And then literally just false. You know what I should do actually is I should say if command dot enabled. So if it's already not, so we're trying to disable it. If it's already disabled, don't do anything, right? Because we don't want to trigger this update if we don't have to. So we just, you know, don't do it. And same thing here. If it's already enabled, just don't do anything. Nothing needed. That being said, we also are going to need a couple of functions to retrieve whether or not a command is already enabled. Public static bool is command enabled. String command name. That way we can do some logic inside of the scripts. What is this? Oh, that's right. I added that when I should not have. Okay, because we went with the singleton thing. All right, so let's just I'll make it nullable. I think I can do that, right? Yeah, I did it in other places. Just in case we can't find the command, then it, you know, it's not going to return false as if we do know for certain that it's not enabled. And just do that. We can say return command dot enabled. Yeah, this can be simplified. What is it going to simplify to? Yeah, okay. I can't just do that. Neat. So then I could, in theory, combine all of that and just say question dot enabled, yeah. Boom. One liner. Cool. Except I'm gonna make a thing here. Internal. Actually, let's make it private. Static command. I'll call it get command string name or alias. So I don't actually have the ability to add aliases to commands yet. But like when I do, I feel like it'd be nice to be able to use those aliases when like searching for commands and stuff. So I'm gonna grab this code, slap it in here. So name or alias or command.aliases.contains name or alias. It's a little bit of a lengthy thing, so I'm just gonna put it in this function here, and that way I can just call the function instead of having to copy and paste this giant thing. And then I can say bam, get command by that name. Same thing here. We'll actually update that. I mean, I don't know. Should I make it so that you can only search for commands by their exact name, or should I make it so that you can also search for their alias as well? So like if I have an !YouTube command that also is aliased by !YT, if I'm searching for a command, should I be able to search for just the letters YT and have the YouTube command pop up, or should I force the user to use the full name? I mean, I feel like it's fine, right? If I just do name or alias. I just don't like the fact that this string could be like, it's kind of like treated as, well, I think it's fine, probably. Okay. So then is command enabled? I will say get command. Whoa, command name, and actually I want to replace it with this, right? Okay. I think when giving a list of commands, you send the main name, then have a way to list all aliases of a given command. So the thing that I'm trying to implement right now, and I think I agree with you. But the thing I'm trying to implement is this, like, is command enabled. So basically, if you're in a script, let me just use a simple one. Exclamation point Discord, for example. So if you're in a script and you want to figure out whether or not a command is enabled, what I'm trying to make it do is say, you can say stonebot dot is command enabled, and then you would give it, you know, you would give it a string, and then it would return to you a Boolean that you could use in an if statement or something like this. So what I'm trying to figure out is, should I force the user to type in exactly the name of the command here, or should I also allow aliases to be here? And the way that I've set up aliases is that they all have to be unique. So you can't have, like, YT be the alias of the YouTube command and an alias of the Discord command. So, like, all the names and aliases have to be unique. So I think it's okay to accept both. Or, like, either, I guess. Right? So, like, instead of forcing the user to do this in order to get the YouTube command, they could just do this. And even though this would be an alias, it would still return to them the enable state of the full YouTube command. Does that make sense? Because, like, that's... I feel like that's okay. Like, it's a little bit confusing, the fact that this function accepts both. I think it should allow aliases. Okay, all right, cool. I think we're on the same page then. But yeah, like I said, it's just weird because then, like, do I name this variable command name, or do I use the full command name or alias? Because that gets a bit lengthy. I don't know. I can always update it later. But okay, so now that that's updated, let's also update resources, script type hints, script interface. Here we go. So this is going to be a static method. Can I put this over here? So I have both of them. Okay. So we want is command enabled. That's going to take in this really lengthy parameter name, which is going to be a string. It's going to return, I think, an optional Boolean, right? Time to call it CMD underscore Noah. Nah. I feel like I'd rather be verbose. That way people don't have to wonder what I'm talking about here, you know? Like, it's a little bit weird that it's such a long name, but also I think it's okay. Optional bool? Is bool a valid thing? Or does Python make you specify Boolean? Okay, I used bool elsewhere, so I'll assume that it works. Oh yeah, okay. I used it in a couple places. All right, cool. And then we have another, this, why did you do that? Static method called enable command, which takes in a command name or alias, which is a string, and it returns to you nothing. Oh, I also forgot my dot dot dots. Yo, thank you for the follow. How do you pronounce that? NG Tantai? Let me know how to pronounce your name. Why port code C# to Python? So I'm working on a tool to allow people to make their own chatbots. And so the tool is written in C#, but in order to actually make the scripts for the chatbot, it's in Python. And I chose Python just because I think it's a little bit easier, especially when you're just writing short scripts. You know, something like this. Like, it's easier to just use Python for something like this, you know? It's probably fine. I'm using file bin read byte in my code, often with no problems. Variables aren't much different, I think. Yeah. I think it's fine, especially if it gives a little bit more context to like what's going on here. I think it's good. What? Just why is my what? Okay, that was weird. I wanted to type over here, and it like put my cursor in the search bar somewhere over there. Okay, so we've got enable command. I can actually just copy paste this because there's only like one word difference here. Disable command. I think that works. Okay. Is there anything I am missing here? Is there anything else that needs to be updated? Why? I think that's all good. Can probably test it, yeah? All right, let me rebuild. Uh-oh. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because I made it static. So now I actually don't need to pass it in here. Don't need it here. Don't need it here. Oops. And then, no, where's my interaction grid? Here we go. Huh? Delete command pop-up. What am I calling this? Delete command pop-up. Where am I using this? There it is. Okay. That's what I was looking for. Cool. Okay, now it's getting mad at me for new command pop-up. Right. All right, dude. All right. Okay. Are we good? No, we're not good, because I also use it in command card, of course. I don't need that there. Don't need this here. Don't need that there. Don't need that there. Why? Oh. Okay. That does seem to simplify quite a bit of stuff. Because now I don't need this reference, right? Yeah. Okay. And now we rebuild. Now we're good, surely. All right. That looks good. Let's keep an eye on this guy. So this is what provides me my type hints and everything. So that's the file that I updated. Because I rebuilt, this should get, the new one should get copied on top of it as soon as I run it here. So let's see if that worked. Oh, it looks like it worked. Yeah, now we got these guys. Sweet. All right, so the bot's up. Let me see. You know what? I can actually just make the new command. Enable command. Say moderators can use it. Let's edit. Now I can say stonebot dot enable command. I just instinctively used thing. Okay. And then we need the name of the command, but we actually need to parse that from the message of the, or from the text of the message, right? So we say message text is equal to stonebot dot message data. What is it? Message data dot message dot text. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I knew it was something weird. That's why I always put it in a variable like this. Okay, and then I've done something similar in the past. Yeah, it's this weird stuff here. Okay. So basically what this does is it knocks off the first, like the exclamation point enable command and then the space character, and it just gets the rest of the message that got sent. And so that we should treat as our command name or alias. We can just throw that in there. And that should be literally everything. Okay. Given that it's so simple, I don't think that I need to do this actually. Give me a, oh no, we'll do this. There we go. Okay. Yeah, this one was also relatively simple, so I'm actually going to simplify that as well. But like this one, yeah, this one requires a return, so I do have to do this weird thing where I like define a function and then call it immediately. Same thing here. Yeah. Interesting. So for the feed command, I don't actually do that, so I'll make it a little bit simpler, I guess. Do this. By the way, I fixed the issue I had in my game. Nice. Turns out when it reads text, it moves the position in the file further along. So if I read twice, then the second use will result in no text. Why? What? I mean... I mean, I guess. Like, I guess I know why that's useful, but why not have like a separate... Why not have like a separate thing for that? Like, it makes sense that if you stop reading the file and then try and then like attempt to read it again, it would make sense that you just start over. Like, why not just make a completely separate set of functions that's like read file but don't reset, you know? Like, I don't know how to properly phrase it, but like you get the idea. Why not just make it a different function? That seems so weird. Okay, this one as well. There's a thing to set the position in a file. It's just also built into the read function. Very fun. Yeah, that does not sound like fun. That does not sound... I'm very much in favor of, like... You should, the name of the function should describe what it does. If you're reading a file, it should read the file. It shouldn't start from where the last read happened. Or it shouldn't start from where the last read left off. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, if that's the behavior that you want, then name the function that. Or, you know, something that'll indicate that that's what's happening. Yeah, see, there we go, yeah. It's like... Dude, I used GameMaker a really long time ago. And it's probably improved since... But I had very similar issues with it, where it was just like, I kind of understand what this is supposed to do, but also you kind of have to have the documentation pulled up at all times because you never know what it's actually doing unless you read the documentation. And it's like, okay, but you can make this so much more intuitive if you just renamed some of this stuff. And it's like... That's why Python and JavaScript are widely used? Yeah, exactly. What was I doing? Enable command. Okay. So that should be everything, right? So if I turn that on, let me connect. Let's just say I disable the Discord command. Right? So now if I try and type !Discord, it should do absolutely nothing. Which is great. It accomplishes that. Now if I type enable command space Discord, it did not update this. Did I get an error? Looks like I did. Call from invalid thread. That's fun. Oh, that's right. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop this from running real quick. Where's my scripts interface? Here we go. Okay. I am gonna make another function here. Private static. because I have to do this weird thing. I don't remember exactly how I need to do it. Dispatcher.uiThread.invoke. That's right. So this is how I'm actually supposed to make UI updates on threads that are not the UI thread. And then I can say interaction grid.update. Okay, a little bit weird, but I'm multi-threading here, so it's kind of what I gotta do. Yo, what's up, Swaptheon? How's it going? What are we building today? I am making a chat bot. So I'm trying to make it so that you can enable and disable commands through a command. So you can type !enable command and it will enable commands. So you can like turn on and off certain commands depending on what you want. And so the idea is, if for whatever reason, you know, you don't have access to the dashboard, you could just type a command and you can mess with stuff that way. I do have documentation open. It just doesn't say anything about that mechanic of the function. Gotta love that. You gotta love when the documentation does not inform you of side effects that functions have. It's awesome. Love that. I love the idea of both a function having a side effect like that and the documentation not informing you about it. Phenomenal. Okay. Okay, so it did actually re-enable the Discord command. It just didn't update the UI. So that makes sense. So everything else seems to work. All right, so let's connect it. I'm going to turn off Discord, the Discord command. We're building a bot that is designed to have totally custom commands. Yeah. So the !Discord command. Hang on. Let's go through the full test sweep here. So it is currently enabled. So if I type !Discord, it pops up a link to the Discord. Awesome. If I power it off and type the exact same message, nothing happens. Fantastic. That's what we want. Now, if I type !enable command and then the word Discord, it turned green. Did you see that? It's green. Okay, now if I type !Discord, it works. Sweet. So we can turn on and off, well, okay, not off yet, but we can turn on commands by using a command. Phenomenal. So I'm going to turn off the enable command because I actually want to, so like I need to test to see if we're trying to like, I mean, this is fine probably, right? Disable command quote. I don't have that set up yet. Be patient. It's coming soon. So I'm now realizing that I'm going to need to add a little bit more functionality because I want to do basically the same thing with the disable command, but I need to make sure that you can't disable the enable command, and you also can't disable the disable command. just so those commands remain always enabled. So I'm gonna Yeah, so let's do this. Let's add another function that you can call here. Which quote is add quote again? Give me a second. No, those are the logs. Hang on, custom data quote. Oh, I made a copy of quotes just in case because I was messing with it. Add quote. Hang on, can I open it in? Here we go. Add quote is where to go? Quote 23. It's on line 24 because line 1 is an open bracket. Okay. So what I want to do, actually it can be under this one. That's fine. Say get command how should I phrase this? So you've got to be kidding me. Okay. Give me a second. Yeah, give me a second. Enjoy the chair for now. Okay, we're back. I had my dishwasher going, and it hasn't done this in a while, so I thought it was okay. But it has in the past tripped the breaker. And it just did that now. Which is annoying. You forgot index 0? It's just a text file though. When you actually type the command !quote, it automatically subtracts 1. So there is no quote 0. Right, all right. So back here, so I want a function that will return to me a list of like all of the strings that I can use to fetch a command, excuse me. It's like get command name and aliases, right? Oops. Given right? This is such a lengthy function name. But this should effectively be, so we'll get the command that we want. Yeah, let's not make this a one-liner. It's gonna get a little bit out of hand if I do that. Oops. So if we don't find the command, oops, then we'll just return null. I have too many M's. And then if we do find the command, what I want is I want to return an array where we have the command.name as well as the command.aliases. There we go. Oh, it's telling me I can simplify this here. Nope, don't do that. What just happened? I don't know if I like it doing that. That looks a little bit weird. I don't know. It's fine. I feel like it's not too bad to read. Okay, so this will give us a list of all of the, basically all of the strings we can use to search for the command. Which, let me add it to this guy. Did I put it below, right? Hang on, let me clear up some of my tabs here. Event sub, why is that open? Okay, script interface. Yeah, is command enabled, and then this thing. Static method, def, all of that stuff. This is a string. Unlurk, hi, lurk. Thank you for the lurk, I appreciate it. Oh, I should add unlurk as an actual command. I just realized I forgot to switch to my screen. I apologize. I have been writing code and you have not been able to see it. I am so sorry. This is what happens when my dishwasher is being a butt. Okay, don't need that. So it's going to return to me an optional. Have I done arrays? Does this weird star thing. List, okay. List and then that, but see, these are like custom types. So if I just want a regular type, can I just do that? I would assume so. Yeah, here we go. Okay, list of strings. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Cool, cool, cool. Just wanted to make sure that was the right syntax, because I don't remember. Who remembers syntax? That's the job of the IDE. Right, now I need this guy. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I have everything. Not an interaction grid, script interface. Okay. That's good. Okay, let's rebuild. Sweet. Start it up here. Okay, let's see if it properly updated my file here. Get command name and aliases. Perfect. Okay. So now what I should be able to do is let's create the disable command. Moderators can use this. Okay, and it's going to be somewhat similar to the enable command, except right here I need to say dot get command name and aliases of the command name or alias. and let's say command name and aliases. This is getting a little bit weird. Press edit script to open VS Code with file. How? So what it does under the hood is it gonna let me search for it? Edit script. Here we go. So here's the button. So it just does this. So it starts a new process. It specifies the file name and use shall execute true. So what that does is it just opens the file with whatever is configured as the default file opening program, which for Python files, I've configured my computer to just automatically open it up in VS Code. So it is a little bit dependent on your setup, but if you have a program that's set up as the default text editor, then it'll just boot up that when you click the edit file button, or edit script button rather. So like if you don't have a default thing to open it, then it gets a little bit dicey as to as to whether or not it works, but you know. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like that I added that. It doesn't work 100% of the time because it, again, like I said, it highly depends on your setup. But yeah, it works for me at least. Okay, so now I want to say if this list of command and aliases. Okay, well, first of all, I want to see if it's equal to none. Then I just don't want to do anything. Right, which means I am going to have to do this weird thing. Disable command. And then I'll just immediately call it. That way I can use this return statement here. And then I can say if what is it? It's command name or alias in, and actually I don't want this, I want enable command. Okay, does this make sense? So we grab the message or the text of the chat that was sent. We filter out the exclamation point enable command part, which should give us what is considered to be the command name or alias, you know, whatever it is. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, because if it doesn't find it, then it just won't do anything. Okay. I'll say enable command name and aliases, because this is specifically the enable command. It's the list of aliases as well as the actual name of the enable command. And I also want to include this is getting a little bit weird. Let's make a thing here. Say get Get protected names and aliases. So what this is going to do is it's going to return a list of strings. Okay, you know what? I'll just leave that as a to-do for now. And I'll say, okay, so we have a list of names and aliases that we don't want to disable, that we don't want to be able to be disabled. Right, so like if I type in exclamation point enable command, or sorry, exclamation point disable command, in other words, I would be attempting to disable the disable command. I want to not be able to do that. So that should be part of the protected names and aliases. And actually this should be disable command now that it's this one. Okay, so I want to fetch all the protected names and aliases. And I want to say if the name or alias I'm trying to disable is in the protected names and aliases. What just happened? Then I just want to return. I don't want to do anything. Otherwise, we can safely disable the command. That's not what I wanted. That's fine. What I could do is I could say like not in protected aliases and commands, and then like invert this, and that way I don't have to use this weird formatting here. Oops, this should not be part of that function. Okay. It's a little bit nicer to look at. It's fine. Okay. Okay, so protecting names and aliases. We'll say enable command names and aliases equals to that. And I'll say if the enable command and aliases is not nothing, then I'll say protected names and aliases. Okay. Is it just append? Extend. What does this do? Extend list by appending elements from the iterable. I'm actually going to Google this. Python array extend. Just to make sure that I'm using the right function here. We go difference between append and extend. Append adds a single item or object, while extend adds each element of an iterable to a list. Yeah, so append just would add the list like that. And extend would actually add them to the list. Okay, cool. That's what I wanted to know. So I do want to extend enable command name and aliases. Let's actually make this a little bit I think this is what I want to do. I want to say protected command names or protected commands I was just say protected command strings, I guess. I don't know. You'll see what I'm going for here though. So then instead of it doing it this way, what I can do is I can do it in a for loop for command string in protected command strings, and say command name and aliases. And then instead of that specific one, I can say command string. So this should be all the name and aliases of the command string that we're looking at. So if it's not none, then extend the protected names and aliases by that. Then at the very end, we can return protected names and aliases. There we go. Okay, and then in here, I can add all the commands that I want to be protected, and basically the commands that I do not want to be disabled via the disable command. So that would be enable command, disable command, if I can spell it correctly, disable command, okay. And that's probably it, right? Like all the other ones are fine. I mean, like maybe delete quote. I could say you're not allowed to remove that one. Not sure. Oh, here, I'll connect to the bot. There we go. It was not connected. Okay. Yeah. RGC complained about that as well. They said I should start at index 0. That's why the French code is on index 2 now? Yeah. They thought I should start at index 0. I can start at index 0 if that's what we want, but I feel like it makes a little bit more sense to number them starting at 1. Okay, I think this makes sense. I mean, I could do it a little bit differently. Like, I don't have to pass this in as a parameter. I could just have it like hard-coded up here. It's fine. You know what? I'll just say get command names and aliases. There we go. Now it makes a little bit more sense. I think. I don't know. All right. Let's enable both of these guys. And then let's see. It makes more sense, but it's a bit awkward now that 50 is now 51 and nice is now 70. Oh, is that true? Oh, yeah. Okay. Just, all right, cool. Fixed. Thank you for the lurk. Appreciated. Unless you're just testing the lurk command, in which case thank you as well. Okay, So what I should now be able to do is type exclam disable command. I'll just pick Discord. I'll pick on Discord because I've been doing that. Oh, it did not work. Uh-oh. Why did it not work? Make generic type and non-generic type. What? I have a debug print that stuff. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna not do that for now because it's kind of annoying actually. WebSocket client. No. What is it? Chat message handler. That's what it is. Okay, yeah, don't actually do that. That's... I was doing that for debugging purposes, but now that that's the time for debugging that part is long gone, so I don't need that anymore. Okay, what the heck does this error mean? Make generic type on non-generic type. I'm sorry? Does it say like what line? No, because it's just... Okay, it does have something to do with my script here. I don't know what though. If I just log protected names and aliases, it might actually log the just like the type name, but I kind of want to see what happens. Okay, disable command test. Destroy Copilot. Is that... Oh, it's, yeah, GitHub Copilot is up in the top right of my editor here. There's like a giant panel that pops up every time Visual Studio updates where it's like, hey, you should enable Copilot. And I'm like, no, I'm good. Okay, let me look at the log file. Okay, it's saying the same thing. So it did not print out this thing, which means the error is happening prior to this. Try it again. Oh, it still didn't print out. What? Okay. We're gonna debug this the old-fashioned way. I copied it for a reason. Okay. Okay. Okay, it printed out 1 and then make generic type a non-generic type. So it's got an issue with me defining this function. Is it because I'm using this thing here and not like... and not this type? That's kind of what I assume is going on. All right, I'll try it again. Okay, this time we got 1, 2, 3 and no error afterwards. That must have been it. It's interesting. Format, please. All right. Okay. So now I at least know that if I enter a command name that doesn't exist, it won't do anything. So now let's try disable command Discord. And it turned red. Nice. So if I enable command Discord, it turns back green. Nice. Okay. Now let's try disabling the disable command. So if I disable command, didn't do anything. Phenomenal. Now if I try doing that with enable command, it didn't do anything. Very nice. Okay. Seems like that works. Did I get any more errors? No more errors. Phenomenal. Man, making a chatbot so easy. Okay. I did say that I wanted to add the unlurk command because I think that's kind of a funny idea. So let's do that. And I'll just have it reply and say, welcome back. Welcome back. Why are only alphanumeric symbols available for command names? I mean, part of the reason is because I have to make it into a file. Like, I have to match the file name to the command name. And so I can't use, like, special symbols that you wouldn't be able to use in a file system. The other thing is that it's so much easier to deal with, to, like, validate whether or not a name is actually, like, okay to use. You know, also typing the command into Twitch, there's, you know, it might get a little bit weird, like you might accidentally, I don't know. I can't really come up with like concrete examples for like this specific thing is going to go wrong if I don't filter what can and cannot be a command name. But it's so much easier if you only use alphanumeric symbols. Like, if you really want a command name to not contain alphanumeric symbols, then, like, just make a fork. You know, this is all open source. You can make your own. Unlurk. Welcome back. What symbol do I use here? A comma? I hope you enjoyed. No, I'll just say welcome back. Let's not overcomplicate it. I can make a silly message later if I want to. All right, power that guy on. Boom. You should be able to unlurk now. Now, what would be funny is if I kept track of all the people that typed exclamation point lurk, and I only allowed you to type exclamation point unlurk, or like it would only respond if you had already typed lurk. I'm not going to do that because that would require like tracking individual users, and like I could do that, but it's both annoying and a little bit weird. I don't know. Like objectively, there's not really an issue with it. I kind of feel weird about doing something like that. Because then it's like you're keeping track of everybody that's ever typed the exclamation point lurk command in your chat. Even if, you know, they decide that they don't want to watch you anymore or something like that, you still have their information, and it's like, okay, that's kind of weird. Now, I do have the feed record. So I am keeping track of at least one person. But I feel like that's significantly different than keeping track of like everybody that ever types the lurk command, you know? You know what I mean? Okay. Let me take a look at like all the changes that I made here. So I added these 4 functions. That makes sense. Removed the logger. Add the log statement. Sure. Okay, that can change. Script interface. No, what was it? Yeah, script interface. Oh, it was just being weird. Okay. Don't need that. Added these functions. Seems good. Got rid of the interaction grid being passed around a million times. That works. Yep. Yeah, made the update function static and then used a singleton. Okay. Looks good. What should I say here? What should I say here? Add command functions to script interface. Seems good. Send it. Okay. So one of the other things that I mentioned, oh, I forgot I have this. I forgot that I set it up to also, when I'm debugging, to print stuff out to the console. I could have just done that instead of looking at the actual log file. I'm smart. Okay. So one of the other things that I wanted to do was I wanted to add a border around this subheader. So if I scroll down a little bit, you can see that like the command names get cut off a little bit weirdly. So I want to add a border around this bar at the top so that it's a little bit more obvious that like, hey, there's a separation here. And then I don't know, I might mess with the scroll bar off stream, to be honest, because that seems like it's going to be a little bit of a task to restyle it. I mean, it honestly doesn't like stand out too much. I don't know. I'll mess with it. We'd see what happens, but I do want to add the border to the subheader, so it should be. Oh, why does it say it was unsaved? Also, I forgot to run my cleanup thing here. Okay, what did that end up? Okay, just switch that. That's fine. I can commit that when I make my next changes. All All right, let's go into the UI here. I'm gonna close some of these things that I'm not working with anymore. Okay. Oh, you can't even see that because it's like hidden under myself and the chat. Okay, UI main panel. There should be, yeah, get subheader. Let's go to this function. Here's where I would be adding the add pattern and add timer buttons, but those aren't implemented yet. So what I should be able to do is just say, oh, that's not where you put those brackets. Hang on. There we go. Border. No, I can't do border. I can change the background. What? But it's just a grid. Is there really no... What? That doesn't make any sense. Subheader gets thrown into get main grid, which is thrown into a grid itself. What is... Bounds? No. Children. I mean, there should be something that's like border, right? For the command cards. I used a border, right? Background. For the header bit. Name row border. Oh. It's like its own UI element. Okay. Sure. Okay. In that case, let's do var subheader border equals get subheader border. That seems good. The classic tactic of calling a function that doesn't exist yet. Okay, and then this, instead of taking an S grid, this is going to take a border. Okay, get subheader border, we'll just put underneath like this. Ooh, that is not at all how you spell the word private. Static border, get subheader border. Let's take in a grid. Subheader. All right. And then throw in the classic Toto. Guess I don't need that. Why is it telling me? Oh, it's getting mad because I don't use those. Okay. All right. So how do I use them in the command card? So I just set child to the grid. You know what? I'm just going to copy all of this stuff. Okay. And then instead of name row, this is going to be the subheader, the border brush. Make it, do I have, where's my secondary? Accent? Oh, is that what I called it? Accent brush 3. We'll just do that. Okay, corner radius, height. Oh. Okay, do I need that? I'll just get rid of it for now. Okay, what does that look like? Oh, that's right. My accent color is green. Don't like that, I'll be honest. Not a fan. Like, especially given that the borders of the command cards are all, you know, either green or red. What color should I make the border? Should I just make it like, I don't know. I also don't know, so I probably shouldn't round the corners like that. So let's not round the corners. And then I don't know if I should have a border going along the top and the sides. Is that even something that I can do? Yes, okay. So I just want it to be on the bottom, and then the rest of these can be zeros. Okay, let's change this to like, what other colors do I have? Accent, danger, info. Sorry. Unwanted bot in chat detected. Did I just do primary? Warning. I mean, but primary is what I'm using for like all the background colors and whatnot. What does primary color 1 look like actually, or primary brush 1? I should. Yeah, there we go. All right, what does this look like? It is the same color as the background. At least I think that's what that means. What is 4? What does 4 look like? Okay, it's dark. Don't know that I like that though. It's probably not super easy to see on stream either. Yeah, like the spacing is okay. I don't know, maybe it would look like... Why did I get a notification for that? Maybe it would look a little bit better if I did the top border as well. So what's the top? It's the second number here. What does that look like? Okay, that does look a little bit better. I don't know. Should I make them thicker? Should I make them slightly lighter? What do I have it on now? 4? Primary brush 4. This goes up to 6? Yeah. But I assume 6 is basically black. Keep it at 4 for now. I don't know. Any thoughts? What do you guys think? Looking at the border between the header and the subheader, and then the border between the subheader and all these cards here. It's a very thin line, so it might not be super easy to see on stream. So I apologize for that. Like, I do like the fact that there's now a border between the top and the bottom here. I just don't know about the thickness and I don't know about the color. Like, maybe I should pick a different accent color. Because originally I was like, oh, I'll do this like, you know, slightly bluish shade for my primary and then a slightly greenish shade for my secondary. And at the time, I like completely didn't realize that I was going to use green for like a lot of other stuff. So like, what is my actual like primary color here? So whatever this is, if I just throw this into Google, is it going to show me what color? Oh, it does. Sorry, not Google, DuckDuckGo. You're so smart. So intelligent. Complementary. Analogous. Oh, there's this weird purple color. I don't really know what complementary and analogous are. I'll be honest. It's been a while since I've worked with any kind of color stuff. What is this purple one? That's not what I clicked on. Complementary? Okay. Analogous. What does that even mean? Triad? Tetrad? Analogous. Yeah, so there's like this purplish. What is triad? Oh, there's a red? Red and green I'm like really hesitant to use. Because again, the border of these cards are going to be red and green. So even if it's like this, you know, very distinct shade of red and green, like not super impressed by it. There's also like this weird, like almost barf color. I don't think it would look good in this UI. The weird purplish though. Okay, so like this 3F2A3F 342A3F. Okay, so they're slightly different. I'm wondering if this purple would look good. That'd be like a complete vibe shift, I feel like, if I just were to randomly splash purple into this. I mean, it's a pretty like tame shade of purple. Okay, there we go. This one here, like it's a pretty tame shade, but I do feel like it would throw it off a bit, especially if it's just the color of these borders. The literal 2 pixel wide lines. I think this is okay for now, to be honest. I'm not too upset about the lines currently. Yeah, it's probably fine. I'm probably overthinking it, as usual. I think this is okay. Okay. And then I said I was going to mess with the scroll bar off stream. Well, unless I'm forgetting something, I think that's everything that I wanted to do today in terms of coding. Correct me if I'm wrong. Just check this. Yeah, so I moved that. What did I do here? What? Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. All right, so yeah, subheader border. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Can I simplify this? What does this do? Horizontal, vertical. So if I were to do something like this, does this look exactly the same? No. Why does it, what? You're telling me the number that is labeled horizontal actually corresponds with the vertical components of the thing that I'm adding a border to? I guess it's the horizontal thickness of the line. Okay. I guess that does make sense. Never mind. Never mind. Streamer complains about absolutely nothing. What's new? Yeah, okay. All right. Looks good. Approved. Add border to subheader. Ship it. Perfect. All right. Now I could put together a build of Stonebot, or I could just hit the play button and have it running there as I seamlessly transition into playing a video game. Because, yeah, like I said, that's pretty much all I wanted to get done today. I'm pretty happy, to be honest. Because, like, considering all of the issues that I was running into earlier on in the development of Stonebot, and, like, you know, the number of times where I was like, oh, yeah, I could just implement this feature real quick on stream. And then it ended up taking, like, the entire 3-hour stream. And now it's gotten to the point where I can just, you know, whip out features like they're nothing. I'm pretty happy. All right, let me change my stream info here. Slay the Spire. Okay, we are no longer coding. Chat. No, not challenge run. Let's do achievement hunting. Achievement hunting. There we go. We'll add that tag. There we go. Okay. Is OBS going to pick up the fact that I am playing a game? Nice. Okay. Sometimes Slay the Spire is weird, especially when I'm streaming it to Discord. Like I've been in call with people sometimes when I play, and Discord just has so many problems. I'll make it up in the second half. Glad you adjusted. I'm glad you made that adjustment to quote 15 instead of quote 14. But yeah, same achievement I'm going for this time as last time. I'm gonna try and win by having only 5 cards in my deck up here. Okay, definitely don't want a curse and a rare card. I could boss swap maybe. Although enemies in my next 3 combats having 1 HP and transform a card are not bad. Transform a card is a little bit dicey because I might not get something good. There's a double shop on the right side. There's this one and there's this one. There's also, importantly, this key point here. So if I take this path and all 3 of these question marks are not combats, I could potentially pivot over here and get a free elite. If I take this, enemies in your next 3 combats have 1 HP. Right, it would be 1 combat, nothing, nothing, 2 combat, nothing, and then this would be the 3rd. But that would mean I give up on one of the shops. Which maybe is okay in Act 1, because I might not have enough money. I don't know. I think it's worth it to take this path just to see anyway. It's also entirely possible that we just we get hit with a combat in one of the question marks. Okay, we gotta be really careful about what we add here. Whirlwind is probably not the play. Okay, this is good. We immediately get to remove. Not a combat, nice. I need to save my money here. Okay. Yeah, this is skip. Alright. Oh, it's a combat. Dang it. Alright. Well, I guess we're going for the other elite anyway. Like, Pommel Strike is good. Maybe it's necessary, honestly. Because I'm going to hit an elite fight no matter what. I'm probably going to go for this guy. Do I think that my current deck could beat an elite? Maybe. Do I settle for a measly Pommel Strike? I mean, it can be upgraded and then draw 2 cards, right? Yeah, that's pretty good. Sure. Alright, give me max health. Nice. Schmack you. Don't really care to bash, I'll be honest. I'm just gonna deal damage. I can tank the hit. It'd be fine. It's a little unfortunate that I didn't get a 3rd strike here, because then I could take this guy out. It's fine though. I think that's worth it. Yeah, I'll just Pommel Strike first. No reason to play Bash because they both have Artifact. Okay. Yeah, I'll just do that. Okay, this is fine actually. Slowly but surely getting rid of the dazeds. That's a little bit unfortunate. Taking a lot of damage here. Okay, now I'm not taking damage. actually a pretty convenient hand. Oh, I should have played Bash. Whoops. Slightly more damage. It's fine. I win anyway. Okay. Well, I'm never... Well, I shouldn't say never, but I'm planning on never picking up a curse, so that's kind of pointless. Inflame, Iron Wave. I mean... it's like... It's good. Inflame is decent, but it's not like a run maker, you know? Yeah, none of these are either. Alright, goodbye, Strike. Potion Belt? Okay. That helps. Oh, 1 damage off. That's unfortunate. I'll just do this. Trivian Armament spot weakness. We could do some weird like armaments. There's another card that you can infinitely upgrade. I don't think I've seen it yet though. Like armaments could work with it. What boss am I fighting here? Slimbo. It's kind of wishful thinking though. Like it only really works if I hit that other card, and I'd rather just hit the other card first. So let's maybe not do that. Okay, this guy's a little bit annoying. I need my money, so I can't play defense too hard here. Nice. Dual wield? Again, it's a good card, but I need something to use it on. Can I do an infinite with Burning Pact? I don't think so, right? Because it costs 1. You know, like if in theory I had like both Reckless Charge and Burning Pact, I could play Reckless Charge. I would get a daze, but I can just Burning Pact it. Redraw the Reckless Charge, play both again. I mean, it wouldn't work exactly like that, but you know, you could imagine. One could imagine. Let's get rid of another strike first. Okay. Not bad, honestly. That's pretty good. Pretty good start. This is maybe not going to be the best fight that you've ever seen. I'm probably going to take a lot of damage here, but Surely that's okay, right? I gotta just go ham. Cool. Alright. Took a lot of damage. Scales isn't bad. Shrug It Off. Shrug It Off was pretty good last time. Here's extra defense and some more card draw. I just need something else in the deck, you know? I need my star player. That's what I need. I'm still alive here. Yeah, I need to take this guy out. That's good. I'm gonna be a little bit low health going into the boss. Should be okay though. Body slam? Could try some like weird block build. I mean, it's probably the best I've got, right? Sure. Alright, so we've got the speed potion and some other stuff for the slime's big attack, so I'm actually gonna upgrade here. I'm playing risky. Get hit for 0 damage. Okay, that's... well, we're dead. Awesome. Okay. Give me this guy. Give me this guy. Give me this guy. Am I alive right now? I am. Okay. This is 29 damage. It's actually kind of perfect. So now I can wait to do big damage this turn. Okay, that's not really big damage, I'll be honest. That's still not really big damage. It's a little bit more damage. Okay. That works. Okay, that guy's being annoying. It's fine. Still alive. I mean, I guess I just do this, right? Bash body slam this guy. Okay, didn't get interrupted there. Yeah, let's just do that. There we go. Survived. It only took 4 of my 5 potions, but I survived. Yeah, I can't take any of these. Yeah. I gotta skip. Astrolabe's pretty nice. Calling Bell's not good because it adds a curse. What is this? You can no longer rest? That's not bad. Let's see what we get out of the transforms. 2 strikes and a defend here. Flame Barrier is good. Drop Kick is definitely a card. And Carnage. Okay. Carnage is good for now, but I feel like it might be the next thing we get rid of. Oh, there's a triple shop path. Ooh, but it requires me to go through this Fiery Elite. And I probably won't even have enough money to remove at all 3 of the shops. There's this right path, which will get me a lot of money because there's nothing but fights. I feel like I might die though. I mean, I gotta take the early shop at least, right? I can still, like, from this shop go left, hit up an elite, and then a shop. I don't think it's worth it to do the triple shop path, because I'm most definitely not going to have enough money. This is phenomenal. Let's go after the weak guy. Lowest health. Easy fight. Okay, I don't want any of those. There's Rampage. That worked pretty well for us last time. I feel like I have too many cards, though. I gotta remove, right? I can't pass up this opportunity to remove, I don't think. Okay, probably getting rid of Carnage. I mean, it's a lot of damage. Yeah. I can't get rid of Bash because it's the only thing that works with Dropkick. And Dropkick is pretty good for this kind of a challenge. Do I drop a defend? I don't think so. I think it's just Carnage. Oh, hey, potions. That's really good, actually. Okay. I don't want to draw here. Nice. We got it again. How convenient. Can almost beat that guy. Wait, can I? That does 8, that does 6. That's a little bit annoying. I mean, it dies to the spikes, right? Let's just do this. This works also. Oh, it doesn't die to the spikes. Oh, because he puts shield on. Whoops. Okay, well, that works as well. Don't want any of these. Yeah, I'm not taking the fire elite. Not doing it. This is pretty good. Nice. Good turn. This gives me 12. Yeah, I'd probably just do this. You're dealing a lot. Not a fan. Not a fan. Okay. I'm gonna defeat this guy eventually. It'll happen. Okay, there we go. Let's go like this first. Perfect. Take 0. Let's just do this. Big damage. Perfect. Good fight. Okay, skill potion. Should I take that instead of ancient? Probably not, right? I think I dropped liquid memories for it. Do I need thorns? Nah, I don't need thorns. Okay, nothing here. Upgrading Pommel Strike, right? Extra card draws. Pretty good. This is a bit of an awkward hand. Very awkward hand. Yeesh. I'm gonna draw Pommel Strike with this. Okay. That's fine, honestly, I think. Worth it to take slightly less damage. It's not worth it to Pommel Strike, I don't think. I'll just do this. Perfect. Nice. That was not as bad as I was afraid it was going to be. Second flame barrier? Probably not. Probably not. I don't think that's a good idea. Oh, I can't afford card removal. We got that out of a question mark though. So it's not too bad. I don't want anything here. What do we got? I'm not gonna have any curses. I'm not. Curses aren't part of my build. Why? I don't care about curse. Bruh. That's fine. Dang. Take 1 damage. That's unfortunate. Okay, yeah, I guess I just have to tank the hit. Quote random? Should I make that a thing? Should I make it so that you can just request random quotes? It's fine. God, that's a lot of damage. Okay. No, don't want anything there. Alright, we're taking an elite fight. Random quote would be cool. Alright, where is it? Quote. Hang on, let me disable the quote command real quick. Where is it? Here we go. Let's do this. Gotta import random from random import randint. Okay, don't do, there we go. Randint from 0 to num quotes -1. Okay, that only needs to be done inside here. All right. Turn it back on. Try it out. Uh-oh. It is connected. Is there an error that happened? No? Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Oops. Whoops. Forgot a little thing there. There we go. Nice. See, isn't that so cool? Like, with the way the bot worked before, I had to, like, change the hard-coded command code, right? And then I had to, like, rebuild the project and then, you know, run it and stuff. Now I can just edit the script file directly and boom, it's there. Like, I don't know, man. It's so cool. That's just me, though. I think it's pretty cool. All right, what are we doing here? Below half health. Do I think I can take an elite? With this many potions? Yeah, probably. Oh yeah, get rid of blue candle. I mean, the potion belt I've already gained the what I need. Do I want triple chance of finding rare cards? Does it really matter? Stonebot versus Nightbot, greatest showdown of the century. Okay. Kind of. Kind of. I was gonna say Stonebot doesn't exactly compete with Nightbot because Nightbot's like a server based thing where like it's not technically your bot, whereas with Stonebot you are creating your very own bot. So like they kind of compete, right? But they're not exactly the same product, just doing different things. They're like completely whatever. I won't get into it. I think I will take that though. I honestly don't really know what else could benefit me. So they're both gonna take 9 damage here. Guess I'll just play this, right? But yeah, that is part of the reason why I made Stonebot in the first place, because it was like I would really like more customizability. I don't know what word to use. I want the ability to customize it a lot more than what Nightbot could even do, right? Like you it would be dumb for Nightbot to be able to execute arbitrary code, which is kind of what I'm wanting to do. So there's a lot of damage. I can't even liquid memories because none of this stuff is in my discard pile. Probably just skill potion. I'm taking way too much damage here. Oof. Like Sentinel maybe helps. Gives me block. Okay. Okay, so let's definitely do this. I mean, if Ace is possible in Paper Mario, it's got to be possible in Nightbot. I mean, theoretically, yeah, but you would probably have to basically hack Nightbot. Which, like, you know, good luck. Because it's all server side, you got to deal with all kinds of security stuff. I mean, I can kill this guy with Body Slam, right? So I should just try and armor up here. Seems alright. It's fine. Only used one pot so far. Probably. You know what? I'll just use this. I should have used it last turn. But I kind of need it here. summoning again. Nice. Can I win here? This will give me 18 block. Not yet. It's close though. Should be able to win next turn. Yeah. Nice. All right. I just smacked the mic. I'm sorry. Red Skull's pretty good because I'm like, I'm kind of low on health here. Gives me strength for being below 50%. This fight again? Didn't I already beat you guys? Perfect. It's a little awkward. Ha! Take 0 damage. Nice. Free juice, okay, sure. Those aren't good enough. These aren't good. Aren't I supposed to like triple the chance of finding rare cards? Where are my rare cards, man? Do I drop a defend? Think so. Entrench, maybe? Thank you for the lurk. I'm kind of left with the same problem as before, where I have to remove 3 cards from my deck before I beat Act 3. If I add Entrench, I have to get rid of 4 cards. Which is like almost not ever gonna happen. So I think I have to leave. Entrench would be game winning, I think. Unfortunately can't do it though. Pommel Strike's a lot of damage. Yeah, I guess. No reason not to. Okay. This is free. Dang. Just go like this. Okay. Oh, that might have been a good time to use the artifact. It's fine. Okay. That's a lot of damage. Can I defend all of it? No. Not without one of these at least. Or I could bring back Flame Barrier. Let's do that. And that way I can deal extra damage with this. He's attacking again. I might be dead here. Okay. Not dead. And then I kill. Alright, nice. Whew. Yeah, again, I can't afford to add stuff. Oh, we got empty cage. We got empty cage. Let's go. Okay, 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 okay. I would really love to get rid of Bash, but I can't, can I? Do I have to... I have to lean into one of the two builds. So I've got Bash, Dropkick, Synergy, and I've got Body Slam, Flame Barrier, Shrug It Off, Synergy. I think I have to lean into the Block Synergy. I don't really think there's any way I get around that. Okay, Time Eater's not a bad boss here. Okay, there is a double shop path. I do not like that the shops are both super early. And I'm required to go through a Fiery Elite to get to the second shop. I only technically need one. So maybe I take this route, and then I can decide whether or not I want to take the Fiery. Yeah, I mean, so the only way to get there is from here. So I could take the shop on the right, actually, might be better, because then I can go this way and determine whether or not I'd rather have an elite or a campfire. Guaranteed elite. There's a lot of campfires. How many cards do I need to upgrade? 2? Well, technically only 1, because I'm going to get rid of one of these defends. Is it better to get rid of the strike? I don't know. I think I should go right path either way. Perfect. Okay. It's like we have a decent setup. I don't know if it's good enough though. Armaments is not good enough. None of these are. I should probably stop looking at card rewards just in case. still just do this, right? Nice. Liquid memories. All right. Now the question is, do I get rid of a defend or the pommel strike? I probably get rid of a defend, right? There's no reason to have one. All right. There we go. That's our 5-card deck. Question is it going to be good enough to beat the Time Eater? I'm only dealing like 20 to 30 damage per turn. So don't know. What I can do is like this weird order thing. Like the first time that I play it, it doesn't do any damage unless I have Red Skull, which, you know, is not likely to happen, but or it is likely to happen, but it doesn't deal enough damage. Is there a better order I should be playing this in? Don't really think so. Because Shrug It Off does more damage than Pommel Strike anyway. So yeah, it's just... Flame Barrier does what? 6 per? 6 per energy. This does 7 for 1 energy. So maybe the play is to do this and then this. I think that does more damage overall. But obviously on turns where I need the block. But like this turn, I can get away with it, right? Because I full block that. Oh, that's the other thing, is that I don't get the extra damaging effect from Flame Barrier. Okay. So that would technically be more damage then. But like on this turn where he's not attacking me, I think it is better to do this. Yeah. This could be bad. This guy's gonna deal a lot of damage really fast. Okay, 34 is still within an acceptable amount. Should be dead. Nice. Okay, that was not as scary as I thought it was going to be. A second body slam would be insane. Unfortunately, I cannot afford to remove another card. Lose all gold, obtain a relic. That sounds pretty nice, considering the fact that I don't really need the gold anymore. Do I think I can take on an elite here? I don't think so. But the question mark, or the Campfire is kind of useless. Like, I can get relics that help with block. Like, if I get calipers, that helps a lot. I just don't know how confident I am in beating the bosses here. Or the elites. Well. I guess we're doing this anyway. Alright. That's a lot of damage. Wait, yeah, no, it's still... If I'm being attacked, it's still better for me to play Flame Barrier, I think. I think that's still technically more damage. Oops. It's fine. I win anyway. Turnip, you can no longer become frail. Okay, that's not bad. It's obviously not phenomenal. Might as well rest. I want to take out the dude in the back ASAP. Whoa, don't do that. There we go. Okay. If I just Flame Barrier Shrug it off, this guy's gonna die to spikes, so... Yeah, I'll just do this. Oh, he didn't die. Okay, well. Still fine. Flex pot, okay. Vajra, okay. I'm in. Sure. I'll upgrade a defend here. There we go. Alright, we got head. Should be fine. We're only dealing like 30 damage per turn, basically. It's really not great. Okay, so now we can get off the combo that I was talking about earlier, because now Body Slam technically does 1. Now that I have Vajra. So it's technically better to do this. That does ever so slightly more damage. Technically. Okay, here I don't actually know if it's better to do the Shrug It Off Pommel Strike method. I'll assume that it is better. Yeah, I'm dealing such little damage. This is not nearly enough. just dead here. That's unfortunate. I gotta just keep going for this, I think. Okay, so now we're in a bit of a pickle. So I can do something like this. And then bring back Flame Barrier. This will allow me to live. Can I deal 32 damage? I think the answer is no. Oh wait, I can. Oh, this is a way better combo. Okay, well, hang on. So I body slam, then I shrug it off, then I body slam again, then pommel strike. Then I would have to shrug it off first. I can't body slam and then shrug it off and then body slam again, because then I would have pommel strike in my discard pile. But yeah, that's a way better combo. So I can body slam, shrug it off, which will redraw me the body slam. So I can play the body slam, play pommel strike, which will redraw me both of these two cards, and then I can shrug it off again and body slam. That's a way better combo. Okay. Maybe there's a chance. Okay, there's not a chance anymore. We have no chance. I have to lose pommel strike, right? God, right when I figure out the combo, it couldn't have picked a defend. It had to pick shrug it off. I mean, yeah, I have to get rid of pommel strike. Okay. Does mean I can pick up a card from this card reward. But, God, that's annoying. Wow, that's a really terrible hand. Dude, okay, please stop adding dazed. This guy doesn't even die. Are you kidding me? Okay, I have to use this. He's gonna deal way too much damage to me. Dude. These days are killing me. Get out of here. Okay. Now we've got our combo back. Nope, never mind. There's still a defend over there. Okay. Oh, it doesn't matter. He was dead anyway. Okay. Pommel strikes back. Yeah. I gotta take the pommel strike. Now the question is, do I heal or do I upgrade the pommel strike? Because the only reason that combo worked before was because I had an upgraded pommel strike. I mean, 54 plus the fruit juice. I have to upgrade it, right? I have to try. But time meter's annoying. It's like it might be better to do a different combo because I'm fighting time eater. It's like it. Yeah, now that I think about it, because I'm fighting time meter, I don't think it matters. I think it's not actually better to play pommel strike. I think I do just flame barrier, shrug it off, body slam the entire fight. Okay. Does mean I heal here. I can still use this because Shrug It Off is going to draw me a card anyway. Unless I don't draw Shrug It Off, which would be kind of bad. We'll see though. I am going to do this. Second body slam? Shoot. I don't think these are good enough, actually. This is not an upgraded body slam. Is it technically more damage, though? If I were to just flame barrier and then double body slam, that would be more damage. So it would be useful on turns where I am not being attacked. I think. But on turns I'm not being attacked, there's the Shrug It Off, Pommel Strike, Shrug It Off, Body Slam path. I think I skip. Like, I think in terms of damage, taking Body Slam is better. The only concern that I have is that it's very possible that I just don't draw Shrug It Off. Right, because I only draw 5 cards. So if I don't draw Shrug It Off... Wait, do I draw 5 cards? I don't remember. I thought it was 5. Like, if I don't draw Shrug It Off, then it's pretty bad for me. On a turn that I would need block. But at the same time, I do have a Defend that could serve the same purpose. Okay. Okay, I'm not being attacked. Flame Barrier is still better here because Pommel Strike is not upgraded. Yeah, plus I have the second Body Slam. So the Pommel Strike Shrug It Off combo is not better. Is it better to play... No, it's better to Flame Barrier here. Okay. Could Body Slam and then hope I redraw it. 17 damage isn't too bad for an extra tick on the Time Warp. Also think it's worth it to pop this. Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't think it's good enough. I don't think this is good enough either. Too much block. I don't think it's worth the extra tick. Okay, not drawing Flame Barrier is kind of... I don't like it. 8. So I can play 3 cards next turn? That's fine, yeah. Okay. I sincerely apologize. My stomach is acting a little bit weird. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Enjoy the chair stream for a second. Again, apologies. Okay. Sorry about that. Alright. Back to the game. What are we doing? We are about to die. That's what we're doing. Alright. I do not think we deal enough damage. Are you healing yet? I can't tell. You are healing. So I should not play anything this turn. As soon as they reach under half health, or like the first turn that they reach under half health, they will heal back up to half health, so any damage that I dealt there was just gonna get healed back. I think I just get out damaged, but maybe not. I'm not actually taking a whole lot of damage, to be honest. And I don't think he's scaling fast enough. Am I gonna win? He's blocking. Okay, this could hurt. Yeah, so this was the scenario I was talking about where I don't draw Shrug It Off. I think it's actually better to double body slam, right? This is just an extra 8 damage. Double body slam is 17 damage. That's 10 damage, yeah. Okay, that's quite a bit of damage. I'm just gonna full block. It's not worth it to play the body slam here. Wait, I might win. What the heck? Okay, hang on. So this is 16 damage. But if I just defend and play another body slam, that's way more. Would I win? I just win, right? Easy. Oh, I got the achievement. Beat the game with a 5-card deck or less. Nice. Oh, that was tough. Sweet. All right, what's the other challenge that I have to do? Or the other achievement, I guess. Look at that. Okay. The other one is beat the game with a deck containing no uncommon or rares. Uncommons or rares. Interesting. I wonder what a good character for that is. And then this one, I assume, is you just beat Ascension 20 with every character or something like that. which I don't know, I might not do that. Alright, so beat the game with a deck containing no uncommons or rares. Who has the best commons? I could do a claw deck. I'll do one attempt. One attempt at doing the claw. Or maybe something else if it comes to it, but we'll see. Alright, so this can be played a little bit more like a normal run. So I think I'll just take the double elites on the left here. Could go double fight into shop. Let's do that. Okay, sweeping beam's actually not bad for a common card. Decent AoE to start. Pile driver turbo? Is turbo ever good? When I can't take... I mean, I can take rare cards, rare and uncommons. I think I have to remove them for the final fight. Streamline's kind of meh. Steam barrier. Definitely not another sweeping beam. But yeah, like these two are the only cards that I could potentially take here. Alright, let's just remove a strike. And I'll move on with my life. Alright, Cold Snap is really good. Give me that gold. Okay, do I want to take Campfire and then Elite? And then another Campfire? Probably. I see no reason why not. 9 damage. This also does 9 damage. Could upgrade Zap to make it 0 cost. I'm gonna upgrade Sweeping Beam just because we could get Gremlin, in which case the Zap upgrade wouldn't do much for us. And an extra AoE damage helps with the Sentries fight. We got Sentries, alright. It's good. Okay, taking a bit of damage here. I have to be slightly more conscious about how much damage I'm taking, because I don't heal with this character. Wow, okay. I'm gonna hit this guy. Higher chance that it kills. Oh wait, I just win. Okay, never mind. Who cares about killing? Or who cares about the odds of killing when I just straight up kill? Alright, I can't take any of these. Smith, probably? Yeah. Let's upgrade Zap. Meal ticket's not bad. Another upgrade. I probably want to take that elite. Just upgrade Cold Snap, yeah. Because again, we could get Gremlin. And probably not. It's not going to upgrade anything useful. Alright, let's give a strike. Okay, we did not get Gremlin. That's perfectly fine. Oh, that's gonna transform you. I think that's actually okay. Let's see what we get out of this. Perfect. It's good. I'll just double defend. I'll let the orbs do their thing passively. It's a little bit unfortunate. Nice. Ew. Okay, that's not great. Cool-headed is really good though. I will absolutely take that. Goodbye. Beam cell? Sure. I'll take a beam cell. And then, am I gonna have enough block? What would I upgrade? Cool-headed? It's a really good upgrade. And I have the speed potion if I need it. I think it's worth it. Not bad. I'd actually just make him transform, to be honest. Yeah, let's go for that. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Let's see what's in here. Okay. They have such high health. It's annoying. Wow. Can get this guy to transform. Wait, can I? I don't know. I'll just do this. Nice. All right, we made it. I cannot take any of these. Ooh. I am not confident enough to take Runic Dome. Engineer Smith. Can't play more than 6 cards a turn. With both Zap and Beam Cell, I'm getting close to that limit. I could take Fusion Hammer. Because, like, I've got some decent upgrades already. Alright. I can play around it, though. Now that I'm basically gonna heal at every campsite anyway. There's 2 elites up at the top here. So there is a 3 elite path. I do like the shop given the amount of money that I have. Let's go for that. Ooh, close. Okay. Goodbye. Ball Lightning is also pretty good. For this kind of a challenge, at least. It's a bit of a yikes. It's a lot of damage. Alright. Second Ball Lightning, hologram. I'll take a hologram. Uh-oh. I might struggle a little bit with this one. Okay. Taking a lot of damage here. Okay. Should be able to win now. Recursion. An upgraded recursion is definitely worth it, but I can't upgrade it unless I get an event that allows me to. Is it worth it if I can't upgrade it? Probably not. I don't have any dark orb generation, so I don't think it would help a whole lot. Ooh, data disk is good. Yeah, data disk is really good. I would love a defragment, but unfortunately it is not a common card, so I cannot take it. Seek is also really good, but again, I cannot take it. Let's remove. Remove a strike again. This potion is pretty good. I'll take it. I might need it. Hologram, maybe a cold snap. Oof. Dang. Okay. Taking a little bit more damage than I would have liked. Okay. Nice. Rebound, a second cool-headed, and a charge battery. I can't upgrade the cool-headed. Charge battery is nice though, because a little bit of extra energy could go a long way with all the card draw that I have. I say all the card draw that I have, but it's not really much. Rebound might actually be good. I'll go after this guy. Ouch. Big ouch. Very big ouch. Give me dual cast. Oh, I'm dead. Okay. That was dangerous. I cannot pick any of these. Okay. Give me gold, I guess. I mean, I think I just die, right? Yeah. Okay. A little bit unfortunate. Alright, well. That is probably all I've got for today. So I'll go ahead and call it there. Is there a good person to raid? Let's see, let's see. There's some decent people to raid, but I think I'm alright for today. So we'll just go ahead and call it there. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I appreciate you being here. Hope you enjoyed. Hope to see you in the next one. Have a good one. Peace.